In the top stories, Minister Duggins highlights education and training opportunities in agriculture. St. Kitts National among 4 held with cocaine in Dominica. And Biden proposes Medicare and Medicaid coverage for costly weight loss drugs. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Tuesday, November 26, 2024. I'm Scotticia Hendrickson. Nationally, education and training workshops have been a priority for the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources and Cooperatives. So says Minister Honorable Samuel Duggins. During a recent appearance on ZIZ's The Edge talk show with host Devon Cornelius, he highlighted some of the areas for which training and education opportunities have been offered to further advance the sector.
On the local front, we continue to do a number of workshops and seminars. We have regular workshops and seminars in all different areas. Livestock production, we just recently did a workshop on building rabbit cages. We have had workshops on all the crops that we've selected. So we had banana and planting workshops. We had tomato, cucumber, melon workshops. We had pepper workshops. Every broccoli, cauliflower, we had workshop on every single crop identified.
Right.
How to grow this most effectively, beginning to end.
Minister of Agriculture Samuel Duggins. Authorities are investigating a suspected drowning that occurred on Saturday, November 23rd, resulting in the tragic death of Mrs. Jill Lowe, a visitor from England, United Kingdom. According to preliminary reports, the incident unfolded between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. at the Timothy Beach Pier in Frigate Bay. Mrs. Lowe had been snorkeling with her husband at Shitten Bay when she was found unresponsive in the water. The St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force Coast Guard transported the couple to Frigate Bay, where emergency services were called. Despite efforts to revive Mrs. Lowe, she was pronounced dead at the scene. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force has launched an investigation into the incident, and an autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death. In cricket, the West Indies defeated Bangladesh by 201 in the first test at the Sir Vivian Richards Cricket Stadium today in Antigua to take a 1-0 lead in the best of 2 matches series. Batting first, Craig Brathwaite's men posted a score of 450 for 9, then declared with Justin Greaves' maiden test 100 the top scorer in the innings. Bangladesh, in their first innings, were bowled out for 269, handing the West Indies a lead of 181 runs. The West Indies batsmen could not repeat their first innings performance and were bowled out for 152 in the second inning, setting Bangladesh a target of 334 for victory. However, the home team's pace bowling attack, led by Jaden Seals and Kimar Roach, who took 3 wickets each, limited Bangladesh to 132 in their replay, sealing a comfortable 201 for the West Indies. The second test starts on Saturday at the Sabina Park in Jamaica. In regional news, a magistrate has denied bail to 4 men, including a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis, who were arrested during a police operation and found in possession of cocaine and marijuana with a combined street value exceeding 4.19 million EC dollars. The accused, Abraham Wilkes of St. Kitts Nevis, Nellie Bellot, Harrison Warrington, and Kenson St. Rose, were apprehended on November 21st during a drug squad operation by the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force in Stowe, near the capital. The men are charged with trafficking 145 kilograms of cocaine and 239.17 kilograms of marijuana, valued collectively at more than 4.9 million EC dollars. When they appeared briefly in court on Monday, all 4 pleaded not guilty and were remanded into custody. Their trial is scheduled to begin on March 31st, 2025. This operation underscores the ongoing effort to combat drug trafficking in Dominica through collaboration among law enforcement agencies, said Assistant Commissioner of Police Jeffrey James. In international news, the Biden administration has proposed a rule to allow Medicare and Medicaid to cover popular weight loss drugs like Wegovy and Ozempic, potentially expanding access to millions of obese Americans. The plan, estimated to cost taxpayers $35 billion over the next decade, could be finalized in January, shortly after President-elect Donald Trump takes office. It faces opposition from pharmaceutical companies and Trump's nominee for Health and Human Services Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who criticizes the drugs and advocates for investing in healthier foods and gym memberships instead. Currently, Medicare is barred from offering weight loss drugs, but the new rule would treat obesity as a disease requiring medical treatment. Critics, however, question the high cost, with monthly supplies priced at $1,000 to $1,300. Advocates argue the coverage could reduce long-term healthcare expenses by preventing chronic diseases linked to obesity. The anti-obesity drug market has grown rapidly, with weekly injectables like Wegovy showing weight loss results of up to 25%. Access to these drugs has been limited to the wealthy, with Medicaid and Medicare coverage potentially expanding eligibility to millions. In other international news, a 60-year-old Florida woman, Susan Lawrence, was sentenced to 25 years in prison for fatally shooting her black neighbor, Ajay A.J. Owens, 35, during a dispute in June 2023. Lawrence, who fired a shot through her door, claimed self-defense, but jurors rejected her argument. The shooting followed years of tension between the neighbors over Owens' children playing near Lawrence's home in Ocala. Prosecutors said Owens confronted Lawrence after her children reported being harassed, leading to a fatal encounter. The judge noted the shooting stemmed from anger, not fear, and emphasized its devastating impact to Owens' 4 children. Lawrence apologized, saying she was terrified but never intended to kill. Owens' family called for the maximum sentence, mourning the loss that has left deep trauma. The case sparked protests over the delayed manslaughter charge and broader racial tensions in the community. And now for the weather. Present weather is partly cloudy skies. Winds are east at 12 to 20 miles per hour, reaching a high at 25 miles per hour, mainly over open waters and in elevated areas. The temperature today is 29 degrees Celsius or 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are 1.5 to 2.1 meters or 5 to 7 feet. Therefore, small craft operators should continue to exercise caution. Weather forecast for today will be partly sunny skies in general, with a 20% or slight chance of brief showers. Tonight is expected to be fair to partly cloudy skies, with a 40% or moderate chance of brief passing overnight showers. Sunset today will be at 5:35 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:22 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Scotticia Hendrickson.